Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Beacon Pines. Before we start, if you want to get this game, it's on Steam. So, in the last Let's Play, we rolled back a bunch where we went to the warehouse by ourselves, but you struggle to get away from the hazmat guy, and then delivered Grandma's jam to various people. You know, the jam Grandma made, the jam that people like to eat from Grandma's jam. I'm saying it weirdly because it's a little sus, because the two of the people that I gave it to was talking to Grandma about something on another route, and then the third guy gave us a bad end. Also, that one guy was like, yes, I love jam. I'm telling everybody that I'm eating this jam right now. It's like, okay, not sus at all. But yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to
dinner with
stuff?
the Moodwills.
Hey, because also the kid that we saw one time before that had their hair grow white also invite us over food because, you know, they want to make their parents go, oh, hey, our son's or daughter is making friends. You set face and begin.
Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even.
But change is dangerous.
But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates.
There.
Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
So, Luca, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? Oh, I live with my grandma. Over on the other side of the river. Your grandma? Where are your parents at? Beck. Manners. It's alright. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like, missing?
Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luca, how'd you like your pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good. Normally, we would have put more effort in dinner.
Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes.
We aren't fully settled in, and Beck had mentioned that it's your favorite. I'm sorry, we're just skipping the part where he said his mom's missing. Wait, are we just skipping the part where he says his mom's missing? Beck. I'm sorry, Luca. This move has us all a little tired.
Luca wiped his face with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. So, Beck. Beck said you moved here for work?
Beck gave Luca a swift kick under the table.
Oh yeah, he said not to talk about work. Ow! I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? Oh, you're right on the first time. We're here for work. What's with that sly look, you guys? Nellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Perennial Harvest just made her the newest lead engineer of deep engineering. Yeah, I wonder what happened to the old deep engineer person. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy to get to make a difference in the world. Perennial Harvest is at the foremost of evolving agriculture into something more useful than sprinkling water and excrement on the ground. But I love pooping on the ground.
Luca glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luca, is that there are different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to their plants and hope for the best. And some people happily leave leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. You swore you didn't.
Beck slammed her fist into the table, perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luca. How about some dessert? I actually have to meet my friend Rollo soon.
Luca glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
A metaphor. Looks like there'll be a storm brewing. I should get going. Oh, I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Yeah, almanacs aren't that useful around here.
Luca wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Is it? I read it right. Almanac? Thank you for the pizza. It was really good. But I prefer anchovies. See you at the festival, Beck. Wait up. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rollo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rollo would warm up to her eventually. Probably.
Maybe. Rumble or break? Let's try the voiced one.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
Would break mean a break with clouds or break in a storm? This is action music?
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds.
Yeah, you think that we could get home before the storm happens, I guess? I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here, and I'll just make a break for
At
it.
that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Oh, heck. Can you try to calculate those odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch a cold. Luca, Nelly will keep trying to reach your gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Oh, don't worry, she's just doing science stuff or whatever. Or rebel stuff? I don't know. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum?
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47 days.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. Oh wow. Will and I have a radio just like this in the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. Fit it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. Seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So, when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static. Ah, shucks. I remember, like, in my college, I did like a fields thing where you go out into the field and stuff for like 6 months at a time. And one of the places was like someplace so far from civilization, you didn't have
Luca
any
bent
radio
down
stations.
to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pungent.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview Condors. Boy, you aren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry, was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools give me going away cards. Some did flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you move it a lot. Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. These flowers should last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, if you care enough to keep them, that's all. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. Man, being able to kids and being able to jump 3 times your height. I mean, I feel like I still have a good body, but like, you know, kids can fall from a height and do alright, but when you're bigger, that's a whole bunch of weight on your lower parts and stuff. Dang, didn't that hurt? To be honest, it hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Well, Roll can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? I didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but she's doing these like secret meetings and shit, which is kind of weird. I mean, sometimes when she looks at me, it looks like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't. But one thing my dad told me when I was little: don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then, what do you do when you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaints to the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want to go back to the way they were, or things go back the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. But things are gonna change.
Luca let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. It do be like that. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it? No, wait. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere? Bah.
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I just want to be a normal kid. It do be like
Beck
that.
brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow. I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that. Me too. I should out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rolo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca. Don't let the universe jerk you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5.
Hey, we didn't die.
Friendly feud. The air was heavy with the hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things.
Ew.
Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Well, let's just see things. Okay. Oh, it's the question mark. I guess we haven't seen everything, though. That face, it's pretty cute. B. B? Is it B? Back. Gonna rub this child up against all these things.
The Valentine mansion loomed, both figuratively.
Hey, Don. Tracking down the lead? You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out, when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a particular last will and testament. Peculiar how? Or peculiar, yeah. He didn't just give the kids an inheritance, they were conditions. Like what? The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age who just showed up in town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo. So, Eris was forced to take care of him? Yep, or she would have lost everything. Why should Sharper care so much about a random kid? Rumor has it, old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Eris treats him. Poor Solomon. How did you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals the source, Luca.
After the foul harvest, the Valentines shuttered off the...
Better not dilly-dally. Gotta get a treehouse. Dilly-dally. Need to make sure I'm rubbing my kid up against things. I'm not dilly-dallying.
We all know Beacon Pine.
Okay. He met his old friend's eyes, and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens! It's no time for fractured friendships. Better not dilly-dally. Even though I can smack a melon? No time for dilly-dallying. You know, the hazmat suit and warehouse thing is weird. Like, I don't know, you could be like, it's drugs. The second thing where it's like, oh hey, there's this... What was the other thing? Oh yeah, the secret underground thing. That's even weirder. But then when it comes to the army of these motherfuckers, that's even the weirdest. Excuse me, what are you doing? Just hooking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means the festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm has set us back a bit. And it's getting late, so I decided to... You all decided? Yes, sir. I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We're all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir. Very much, sir. You'll be, processed. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No. That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we got sloppy? Of course not, sir. Good then. Then it's decided. Yes, sir. We'll work until the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Don't worry, there's this... They probably have, like, pharmaceutical-grade meth. You don't think... Well, let's just check. Just in case there's anything important.
Luca
Smack.
stuck a toy stretchy hand onto the hook. Those things always get dirty anyway.
Oh, that thing. I was like, toy stretchy hand, what? And it's like, oh, right, the thing that you'd smack stuff with. Should we give it to Mom? She likes jewelry. That's a sweet thought, Buckaroo. But I'm not sure she'd fully appreciate a pawn bracelet.
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
Pocket watch? Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. The man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. I wonder if that means it's like the foul harvest and all that stuff was him fiddling with time or something like that. Rolo, you still up there? I'm sorry, Rolo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back, never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason. I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rollo scoffed.
The rain held me up. Liar. You weren't even home. What? The storm got bad and I got worried. So I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, The storm rolled in out of nowhere. I got stuck after dinner at Beck's.
Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Diner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she made some new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you. And you're off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to Mission Control. It was gonna be a surprise. But you took so long, the storm knocked that all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend. You don't even care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word. 'Cause that's what friends do. Oh, wow. What a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want. And you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this. If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad friend.
Rollo's tone changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop calling your pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my pa is still around. Oh, my...
The words hung in the cold night air. Rollo's stomach dropped. knowing he'd crossed a line.
No shit.
But it was too late.
Luca, Good night, Rollo. Dang it. Yeah, at least my dad's not dead.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Badge? What a joke. Call me a bad friend. Ooh, I'm Rollo. Look at me and my amazing family. I'm wondering if this is going to kick into something and then it's going to unlock something. I know. Guess not. Look at me, I'm Rollo. I'm a stupid face that's faced with a jerk. If Bro thinks I'm going to visit with him, he can shove it. I guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? Fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. I gotta run out and take care of some things. Okay. I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
You know, I'm Rollo, a stupid joik face with the face of a joik. Bro's still gonna go to the festival. He's gonna be miserable. High score. Okay. Think some good fishing, you can shove it. What else am I supposed to do here?
Luca dozed off again.
Luca, didn't see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you're hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rollo came by. What do you say? He said he wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan's just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to go pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd do you some good. Noted.
Luca still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
Yeah, it's best to stay inside. I ain't going to Rollo. There's never anything interesting in the festival anyway. Okay, time to kick that ball up there. Or attempt to. Is this gonna be your friendship book?
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
Complete first volume.
Luca carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday. A special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since.
How could they reach up there?
Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca? Well, I think with us hitting that 30-minute mark, that's a good time to call it. So, and this Let's Play. So comment, guys, I like comments, sims you like, dislike, tips, tricks, always. If you like MadeTube and like Seek Grow, then please like, subscribe, and share the videos epic grown. Please remember to spay new and most have control the pet population. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Beacon Pines. So thanks and see ya.